Hey, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Saguaro High School in Scottsdale. Todd Garbison for Southwest Sports Network. It's play-by-play coverage of Saguaro SaberCats varsity baseball, and the SaberCats back at it here as they have finished tournament play in the Scottsdale Invitational. Back to PowerPoint games today, and a tough one on the schedule, at least based on early season records, as Saguaro hosts the Shad Mtn Matadors. And the Matadors come in at 6 wins and 2 losses overall. Danny Lutz, their leadoff hitter, also the starting pitcher today. And he's up there with a count now of 2 balls and a strike, as that one, I guess, near the outside corner anyway, and called a strike, and it's 2-1. Saguaro's had a rocky start to the season, 1-5 on the year. The next one outside, now 3 balls and a strike. Nick Maservi starts today for the SaberCats. And a ground ball up the middle, and that's fielded. Step and a throw to first base, and the leadoff hitter retired in the Matador first inning. 4-3 ground out of Lutz, and it brings up Zane Clancy. So Lutz, the pitcher, batting first. Clancy hitting second and playing first base. Cameron Ross will bat third and play second. In the cleanup spot is the catcher, Chance Randall. Lucas Jensen hits fifth and plays third base. Spencer Pratt in center field hits sixth. The number 7 hitter is the designated hitter, Dusty Brown. Kenny Baca bats eighth in left field, and Brett Frank, the shortstop, is ninth for Shadow Mountain. And that first one to Clancy over for a strike, and now the 0-1 pitch. And it's a breaking ball from Maservi, bounced in, and it's 1-1. Pieces continue to get shuffled around a little bit here for Saguaro, trying to find a lineup that can settle in for a bunch of games as Clancy takes a strike, and it's 1-2. Today's defensive alignment for the SaberCats, it's Michael Bloom in left field, Luke Eichste in center field, and JT Nettleton in right. The 1-2 misses outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The SaberCat infield includes Shane Stansbury at third base, Turner Lace at shortstop, Nick Lebrani plays second, and Matt Mara starts for the first time at first base. And Brett Adams back behind the plate for the SaberCats. So 2 balls, 2 strikes on Zane Clancy. Cameron Ross next for the Matadors. 1 out, bases empty. Just underway here in the first from Saguaro. And the 2-2 pitch. And that one fouled to the backstop. Two and two again on Clancy. And Maservi into the wind, another 2-2 pitch. And he throws a nice breaking ball over the outside corner, and Clancy takes it for a called third strike. Two away in the Matador first inning, and the batter is Cameron Ross.
Cameron Ross.
Yeah, the first one to Ross near the outside corner for a strike. Maservi to the line of the 1 strike pitch. And that one slammed foul on the right side. And it's 0-2. Potentially could have a, I hate to even say it in the top of the first, but potentially a pretty quick ball game if the strike zone stays this wide open here, as a ground ball goes to the first base side. Matt Mara with a nice backhand, and it'll win the foot race to the bag to retire Cameron Ross. It's a 3-up, 3-down first inning for Shadow Mountain. And we go to the bottom of the first. Matadors nothing. SaberCats coming up. Shane Stansbury, the leadoff hitter for Saguaro. And he takes the first one over for a strike. The 1 strike pitch. Here's a fastball. It's high, and it's 1-1. So Stansbury leads off at third base. Turner Lace bats second for Saguaro at shortstop. The number 3 hitter is the center fielder, Luke Eichste. Matt Mara moves up to the 4 spot at first base. Get a swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. Brett Adams, the number 5 hitter in the SaberCat order, behind the plate. Stephen Gifford, then the DH. He bats 6th. And then Michael Bloom in left field 7th. Nick Lubrani at second is 8th. And the right fielder, JT Nettleton, rounds out the SaberCat lineup. Yes, Lutz misses with the next one. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. And Lutz to the line and the 2-2 pitch. And Bonham drops out of that one. Stansbury swings over the top, and he is the first out.
Batting for the SaberCats, the shortstop, number 20, Turner Lace.
Here we go, Turner.
Turner Lace, the shortstop, in with 1 out of the bases empty in the bottom of the first, no score. And the first 1-2 Lace over for a strike. I mentioned Saguaro 1-5 on the season. I guess the good thing through 6 games is they've only played 1 PowerPoint game, so a chance to kind of right the ship here with a couple of PowerPoint games this week, as they will be on the road tomorrow over at Paradise Valley. Of course, then the SaberCats go right back into tournament play, as they will open play in the Cleats Classic Invitational on Saturday when they face the Bradshaw Mountain Bears. The 0-2 pitch. Lace lays off, and the pitch is over the plate but high, and it's 1-1. I might have said 1-1. 1-2 the count, and a breaking ball bounced in there. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. See when 2 on. Lutz looks in, now goes to the windup in a 2-2. And that one fouled off. So Lace stays alive. The defense for the Matadors, Baca in left, Pratt in center, and Salgaitan in right field. Jensen at third, Frank at short, Ross at second, and Clancy at first. And Randall catching Lutz. Another 2-2, and it's a fastball hit on the ground to Ross at second base. He'll pick it up and throw on to Clancy at first. A 4-3 ground out retires Turner Lace. And there's 2 away for Luke Eichste.
Batting for the SaberCats, the center fielder, number 15, Luke Eichste.
Eichste out in front of the first one, pulls it foul on the third base side. Lutz delivers the 1-strike pitch, and it's a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. And Lutz ready to go again, and the 2-strike pitch. Boy, they give him a called third strike as Randall sets up intentionally outside. The ball goes right to the glove, and Eichste's rung up. So as I said in the top of the first, if we get that wide of a strike zone, it could be a pretty good day for the pitchers. 3 up and 3 down go the SaberCats, and after 1, there's no score. Chance Randall steps in for Shadow Mountain in the second inning of play, and he takes the first pitch for strike 1. Now the wind and the 1-strike pitch. And a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Nick Maservi, the starter today for the SaberCats, 0-2 on the season, a 5.44 earned run average. He's thrown 9 innings coming into today's play, allowed 6 hits but 8 walks. Also 16 strikeouts as he misses with that pitch, and it's 1-2. Nick started the game against Seton last week, went 4 innings, allowed 3 hits, 3 runs all earned, 4 walks and 6 strikeouts. As we get a slow roller over to third base, that's grabbed by Stansberry, and the throw to first base retires Randall. And there's one away in the Shadow Mountain second inning, and the batter is Lucas Jensen.
Now batting for the Matadors, the third baseman, number 5, Lucas Jensen.
It was a relatively smooth 3 innings in the start for Missouri last week against the Sentinels. Gave up 2 walks to start the ballgame on 8 straight pitches, but got out of that inning without allowing a run, and then promptly retired 9 in a row. And then the wheels fell off in the 4th inning as 5 straight Seton players reached base. He threw 35 pitches in the inning and finished with 90 pitches through 4. Better start today, not just from not allowing the leadoff walks, but also more economical, retiring the first 4 hitters he has faced. But he's gone to 2-0 now on Lucas Jensen. The 1 and the 2-0 pitch, and that misses. 3 balls and no strikes. The 3-0 pitch, and talked about the walks, and there is one, a 4-pitch walk to Lucas Jensen. It's the first base runner of the ball game for either side. And Jensen aboard at first with 1 out of the second inning for Spencer Pratt. And the first one to Pratt over for a strike. 1 on and 1 out, top of the second inning, no score. And the breaking ball over for a strike, and it's 0-2.
Close, kid. You can get it.
Survey with the 0-2, and he throws the fastball past Pratt, who cannot catch up. And it's the second out of the second inning, strikeout number 2 for Nick Misservy. And the batter is Dusty Brown.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 20, Dusty Brown.
Brown, the DH today, batting for the right fielder, Saul Gaitan. And the first one, belly button high for a strike to Dusty Brown. Jensen with the leadoff first base. The 1-strike pitch. And a ground ball up the middle, and that's through and into center field for a base hit. Boy, probably could have had a chance to get that runner to third base. Should have been running hard there with 2 outs. But also don't want to make the final out at third base. And so Jensen stops at second. Brown aboard at first. First base hit of the ball game for either side. And the batter is Kenny Baca. And Misservy with the first one, a fastball way up and out of the strike zone. Boy, and that got just a piece of Baca, and so he's hit by the pitch, and now all of a sudden it is a bases loaded situation here in the second inning.
Now batting a shortstop, number 12, Brett Frank.
Number 9 hitter up there, Brett Frank. And the first one off the glove, and that's going to bring in a run for Shadow Mountain. So the Matadors get on the board. I don't know for sure that that ball bounced. It didn't sound like it bounced. but Jensen comes in to score. It's 1-0 Matadors in the second. And that's a tough result there for Saguaro. In that it's the number 9 hitter up there, and he didn't even have to swing the bat to get that runner in from third base. Swinging a foul back, and it's 1-1. And now if you're Saguaro, you want to be careful here and really do what you can to limit the damage. Tough luck to give up the one, but you sure don't want to give up the second and the third in the inning, as that pitch is on the inside corner, a strike. One ball, two strikes on Brett Frank, 2 aboard with 2 outs, a run in for the Matadors, and the 1-2 from Iservi. And a pop-up right side. It's going to get into the outfield and playable out there for JT Nettleton. And he makes the catch to retire the side. But Shad Mtn gets on the board in the second inning. They do it on just 1 base hit. There was also a walk and a hit batter, and 2 runners left on. After an inning and a half, it's Shad Mtn 1 and Saguaro 0. Matt Maris starts it off for Saguaro in the second inning, and the first pitch is high for ball 1. And the next one over for a strike, and it's 1-1. Lutz to the line of the 1-1 pitch. Bounced in for a ball, 2-1. Lutz 1-0 on the season, an earned run average of 2.33. He's thrown 9 innings. He's allowed 6 hits, just 1 walk against 9 strikeouts. That 2-1 pitch. That's high, 3-1. The wind and the 3-1 pitch. And that's bounced in there, and it's ball 4. A leadoff walk, and the batter is Brett Adams. Mara comes off and will be put in for a pinch runner. So.
Batting for the SaberCats, the catcher, number 5, Brad Adams.
So Adams bats with a runner at first base and nobody out in the bottom of the second. And that first pitch on the inside corner, a strike.
Pitch running for the SaberCats, number 21, Ryan McGill.
It's Ryan McGill in as the pinch runner at first base. Turn, and he threw out a first, and McGill dives back. Pitch to Adams, misses for a ball, and it's 1-1. And bright sunny day here at Scottsdale Saguaro High School. A little bit of a breeze going left to right across the outfield. As the next one is inside, and it's 2-1. One nothing Shadow Mountain. Saguaro batting in the bottom of the second. And throw to first base again, and again McGill is back. And the next one is high for a ball, 3-1.
Come on, D. Turn 2, boys.
Wants the right-hander with a set. The 3-1 pitch.
Good pitch.
Adams had a pretty good hack there, but only able to foul it off, and the count goes to 3-2. Well, you put in a pinch runner, and you probably don't want to leave him tied down there at first base. I don't know if he'll take off, though, with nobody out. Close over at first that time. Pretty quick move there from Lutz. But McGill back. 3-2 with 1 out, I think they'd run. And they're going to run with nobody out. And it's a hard ground ball. It's through the hole and into left field for a base hit. And McGill made a big turn around second base. He wanted to come on to third, but the stop sign was up, so he slams on the brakes and retreats to second base. First 2 aboard with nobody out for the SaberCats in the bottom of the second as they trail 1-0. And we'll get a courtesy runner at first base for the SaberCats, as Ben Lagusis will run at first.
For the SaberCats, number 23, Stephen Gifford.
Randall out to talk to Lutz, and the batter is Stephen Gifford. Gifford in as the DH today as he bats for the pitcher Nick Maservi. And a breaking ball is high for ball 1. Now the set from Lutz and the 1-0 pitch. And that one hit down the left field line, but it's going to get foul, and in fact that'll play down the left side. And it's 1-1. Stephen Gifford with the first and to this point only home run of the season for Saguaro. He hit it to lead off the 4th inning on Saturday in the loss to Centennial. Showing bunt here. Turn back to second, but no throw. McGill running for Mara at second. And Lagusis running for Adams at here in the second inning. The 1-1 pitch. And a breaking ball high, and it's 2-1. Lutz with his set as he looks back to second. The 2-1 pitch. That's low, and it's 3-1. A big opportunity here for the SaberCats with 2 aboard and nobody out, and now Gifford with a 3-1 count. Sure don't want to miss something right down the middle, but want to make sure you get a great pitch on 3-1. Popped him up, and it might be playable. It's in foul territory, and just out of the reach of the catcher, Randall. And the count goes to 3-2.
Come on, DL, fight right here, kid.
3 balls, 2 strikes the count on Gifford as Lutz is ready. He'll look back to second base again and deliver plateward. And it's a hard hit ground ball. It's through and into right field for a base hit. Maris Curtis, pinch runner rather, McGill being waved around. The throw comes to the plate. It's cut off. And now they got to get in a run down here. The throw comes to the plate, and that's not in time. I think Gifford is out at first base. He is. But by going after that runner at first base, Shadow Mountain gives up the go-ahead run here. For Gifford, an RBI single as McGill scores. The throw cut off by the first baseman Clancy. And then he threw over towards second as Gifford made that big turn around first base. They throw back to Clancy at first to retire Gifford. But that allows Adams' courtesy runner Lagusis to score, and it's 2-1 Saguaro. And the first pitch to Michael Bloom is inside for ball one. The 1-0 pitch and a ground ball to short. Easy hop for Frank. And the throw over to first base. Clancy with a little bit of a stretch there, but brings it in. And there's 2 away.
Now batting the second baseman, number 2, Nick Lubrani.
Let's go, Danny.
Nick Lubrani up there, and he takes the first pitch for strike one. Lutz to the line and the 1-strike pitch. That's over the outside corner, a strike. And it's 0-2.
Hard pitch here, DL.
Lutz into the line and the 2-strike pitch. Off the handle and fouled down the right field side. And the 0-2. It's outside, maybe low, and it's 1-2. SaberCats with a couple of runs here in the second inning. They lead 2-1. Another 1-2 pitch. That's at the knees for strike 3, and Lubrani is done, and so are the SaberCats in the second inning. Saguaro, though, gets 2 runs on 2 base hits, and no runners left on after 2 innings of play. It's Saguaro 2 and Shadow Mountain 1. Top of the order for the Matadors as we begin the third inning. Danny Lutz leads off. And Lutz takes strike 1. Danny came in batting 182 on the season, 2 doubles and 2 RBI. The 1-strike pitch. That's on the outside corner, a strike, and it's 0-2. Lutz grounded out his first time up. It's Lutz, Clancy, and Ross for the Matadors here in the third. And the 2-strike pitch. And that misses for a ball, and it's 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Over the outside corner, a called third strike. And Lutz is out to begin the third inning. Third strikeout of the ball game for Nick Maservi, and now we'll go after Zane Clancy.
Now batting the first baseman, number 7.
Swing and a miss for Clancy. Clancy in with a .462 average with a triple and a home run, 2 knocked in. He was called out on strikes his first time up. He takes a curveball over the outside corner, a strike, and it's 0-2.
Let's go, Zeke. Still up there, Zane. Give it a right, kid.
And able to lay off the pitch there on the appeal. He did not go around. And the count's 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball. Bounced in there, and it's 2-2.
Work hard there, 7. Get on.
Yeah, that one just misses to run the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Clancy. 1 out, base is empty in the top of the third. Shadow Mountain trailing Saguaro 2-1. The 3-2. And that misses for ball 4.
Now batting the second baseman, number 21, Cameron Ross.
Now Cameron Ross with 1 on and 1 out. Ross entered the ball game batting .240, a double, a triple, a home run, and 5 RBI. The first breaking ball way off the plate for ball 1. Ross grounded out to Merritt at first base to end the first inning. Easy toss to first base as Clancy gets back.
He is directly behind the left shoulder of the catcher. That's why every pitcher with the right side of the foot looks like a strike.
And a fly ball to center field. Eigsty didn't have to move very much, just a couple of steps to his left, and he brings it in for the second out. Now 2 away, Clancy's still at first base, and the batter is Chance Randall. And the first one to Randall, a little bit low for a ball. Randall, big numbers, .478 average. Coming into the game today, 2 doubles, 2 home runs, a team high 10 knocked in. He did ground out to Stansbury his first time up. The 1-0 pitch. And a breaking ball, that's high, and it's 2-0. The sent from Meserve and the 2-0 pitch. Instead, an easy throw to first base. Yeah, threw a little bit more on it, sending it over to first base, and Clancy not very far off, just kind of had to fall over toward the bag. Maybe another half step on the lead here, and they pitch plateward, and it's on the outside corner, a strike, 2-1.
Here we go, Rojo. Good chance. See a lineless kid. Good kid.
A 2-1. Bounced in there, picked up Adams, throws down to second, got a chance, and safe. At second is the call.
Come on, Chance. Make that count, kid. Come on, Chance. Scream in now, kid.
Count goes to 3 balls and a strike as the runner goes to second base on the wild pitch. The 3-1 pitch. And that one fouled off. And the count moves to 3-2. Meserve trying to leave that runner in scoring position here in the third. Turn back, but no throw. And the 3-2. Boy, that looked pretty good. Called the ball, though. Meserve wonders where it was. And so does ball 4, and that'll put Randall on at first base. 2 aboard with 2 outs in the top of the third. And the batter is Lucas Jensen.
Now batting the third baseman, number 5, Lucas Jensen.
And the first one to Jensen, high for a ball. He walked on 4 straight pitches and scored a run in the second. Came in batting .250 with a double and a home run, and 9 knocked in. The next one is high, and it's 2-0. And time called from the SaberCat dugout as we play in the third inning. Saguaro leads Shadow Mountain 2-1. And as we get back to it, a swing and a miss for Jensen moves the count to 2 balls and a strike.
Here we go, 5. Here we go now.
And now swing and a miss, and it's 2-2.
All right, Luke, you can get him, kid. Oh, Luke, just take one, kid. Here we go. Put your bet on now. Just one cut, kid. Hit in.
The 2-2 pitch. And that one foul to the backstop. Two and two on Jensen. SaberCats trying to get out of the top of the third. That one not close. 3-2. So the runners will get a chance to take off here. That gives the runner at second base, Clancy, a much better chance to score on a base hit. And the turn back to second base. No play back there. And a 3-2 as the runners go. And a swing and a miss. And Jensen strikes out. And that ends the Matador third inning. No runs, no hits, 2 walks, 2 runners left. We go to the bottom of the third inning. It's Saguaro 2 and Shad Mtn 1. 9-1-2 in the order for Saguaro in the bottom of the third as JT Nettleton takes strike 1. And the 0-1 pitch is high, and it's 1-1. A ball and a strike on JT Nettleton. Shane Stansbury and Turner Lace will follow in the inning. And a ball hit a long way down the right field side, but well fouled out of play, and it's 1-2. Nick Maservi able to pitch out of some self-imposed trouble in the third inning. After he walked a couple of guys, got a strikeout to end the third and keep it at a 2-1 score. The pitch is high, and it's 2-2. Two and two on JT Nettleton. On the handle, popped up first base side near the Matador dugout, just out of play. Lutz to the line of the 2-2 pitch. And a breaking ball, and that's poked into right field. And a good piece of hitting there for Nettleton as he fouled off a 2-2 pitch and then able to just punch it through the right side and into right field for a base hit. So the leadoff man aboard for the SaberCats in the third inning, and the batter is Shane Stansbury.
Now batting for the SaberCats, the third baseman, number 19, Shane Stansbury.
The way that Saguaro's had some trouble scoring runs, I wouldn't be surprised to see a bunt on here. Sure enough, it is on, and it's down the third base side, but it goes foul. That's one thing that Saguaro really didn't have to do a whole lot the last 3 years anyway. Didn't have to do a whole lot of situational baseball. They did, you know, in close games when it counted late, but they had so much pop through the lineup during that state championship run that they were able to swing through most of their troubles. That ball bunted nicely, picked up in front of the plate by Randall, and he throws a strike to first base to retire Stansbury. 2-3 on the putout, but it is a sacrifice to move Nettleton into scoring position at second base, and now the SaberCats get a couple of chances to try to bring him in. Stansbury, by the way, coming into the ballgame batting 200 with a double and 2 RBI, and he
Shortstop,
did
number
strike
20,
out his
Turner
first
Lace.
time up.
Go, Danny.
Now Turner Lace, who entered the ballgame right at an even 300 average and 3 RBI, did ground out his first time up today. Boy, great jump out there at second base, and give first of all credit to Nettleton to get a great jump to steal the base, but then also give a big nod to Turner Lace with a little bit of situational awareness there to see such a big jump. No reason to swing at that pitch, even if it's down the middle. You let that guy move up a base, and now you got more ways to bring him in, including a fly ball to center field, which is caught. Nettleton's coming to the plate. The throw cut off, and it will be late at the plate. And that's the reason you take the pitch, because the next one gives you an RBI in that situation as Turner Lace delivers a sacrifice fly to center field. Pratt did everything he could. It wasn't a very high fly ball, and so he had to go over and get it and didn't really get a chance to get his feet set or get his momentum coming toward home plate. Had to get rid of the throw in a hurry, and you almost wonder if it might have been better to let that one go through rather than take the time to try to cut it off.
Batting for the Cats, the center fielder, number 15.
But it works
Luke
Saguaro's way, and they get a run in the third inning and lead 3-1. Now the base is empty with 2 outs for Luke Ikesey. And the first one to Ikesey near the outside corner, a strike. Luke came in batting .308 on the season. He was called out on strikes to end the first. The 0-1 pitch. And a ground ball to short. Frank has it, sets and throws to first base, and that's in time to retire the side. But the SaberCats get another run in the third inning as they manufacture one, a single, a sacrifice, a stolen base, and then the runner comes in on a sacrifice fly. And after 3 innings of play from Saguaro High School, it's Saguaro 3 and Shadow Mountain 1.
Come on, Spence. Here we go.
6, 7, and 8 in the order for the Matadors in the fourth as Spencer Pratt leads off and takes strike one. Pratt struck out back in the second inning, came in hitting .318 with 2 doubles and 4 RBI. Pitch over the outside corner at the knees, a strike, and it's 0-2. The 1 and the 2 strike pitch. And that one's spoiled as it's knocked foul and out of play on the right side. Pratt, Brown, and Baca for the Matadors in the fourth. Another 0-2. That's a fastball, and it's high, 1-2. The 1-2 from Maservi. And a ground ball up the middle. And Librani not able to pick it up on a backhand. It was a high chopper, and it was going to be kind of a do-or-die situation. Nothing really that Librani could do there. I don't know that he would have had a play even if he did pick it up clean. And so it's an infield base hit for Pratt to start the fourth. And the batter is Dusty Brown.
Free swing, Dusty. Relax, kid. Hit it hard somewhere. Good eye.
First one a little bit low for a ball to Brown, who singled his first time up. Entered the ball game with a .267 average with 1 RBI on the season. A pitch over for a strike, and it's 1-1. I mentioned Shadow Mountain in with a 6-2 record, and they've got some wins over some notable programs as the 1-1 pitch gets away from a survey, and it's 2-1. Their wins, 6 of them on the season, 2 over South Mountain, 2 over Boulder Creek, one over Pinnacle and one over Horizon. Their losses to Mountain Point and Thunderbird. There's a ground ball, and that'll sneak through and get into left field for a base hit. And Shadow Mountain's got something going here in the fourth inning, a base hit for Brown. And the first two aboard with nobody out for Kenny Baca.
Now batting the left fielder, number 22, Kenny Baca.
Let's go, Kenny. Oh, beautiful.
Ball bunted down the third base line, but just foul.
Nice effort, Kenny.
That was a great idea.
Hey, nice punt, Kenny.
They cut it that way on purpose.
Two aboard with nobody out for Baca, who's hitting .250 on the season. 2 doubles, 5 RBI. He shows bunt early. And bunts it, make sure it's fair this time. The only play is to third, and safe is the call. And the Serby trying to make the big play here by scooping the ball to Stansbury at third. And that will load the bases. And still nobody out for the ninth hitter in the order, Brett Frank, who came in hitting .222 with a double and an RBI.
Base hit, Brett. Come on now.
And a swing and a miss for Frank for strike one. Meservy in big need of a strikeout here. He's got 4 strikeouts through the first 3 innings. And the next one is low, and it's 1-1.
Base it now.
Here we go, kid. Be tough. Little piece over first base. Let's go.
Now the line of the 1-1 pitch. That's outside and high, 2-1. Pratt at third, Brown at second, Baca at first.
Bobby.
The line and the 2-1. And an excuse me swing and a foul ball on the first base side. And the count goes to 2-2. So, you know, really, if you're drawing it up, you look for a strikeout and then a double play to get out of the inning. Serby trying to work on the first half of that part anyway with a 2-2 count to the number 9 hitter, Frank. And the pitch. It's high. And it's 3-2. And now the strike zone shrinks a little bit here for Meservy with a 3-2 count with the bases loaded. And the pitch. Punched into shallow right. That's trouble, and that's going to get down for a base hit. And that will score a run as Brett Frank singles home Spencer Pratt. Shadow Mountain rather scores here in the fourth inning to make it 3-2. And timeout called from the SaberCat dugout. Again, we play in the fourth inning. It's Saguaro 3 and Shadow Mountain 2. And a ground ball to first base. They get the out at the plate. And a fielder's choice off the bat of Danny Lutz. So pretty easy ground ball for Mara. 3-2 on the force of Dusty Brown for the first out. And the base is still loaded with 1 out. A run in for the Matadors in the fourth inning, and the batter Zane Clancy. And Clancy with a swing and a miss for strike one.
First baseman number 7, Zane Clancy.
Oh, Zane, you can do it, kid.
Pitch number 80 from Nick Meservy. And that pitch misses for a ball. It's 1-1. Saguaro 3, Shadow Mountain 2, top of the 4th inning. The 1-1 pitch. And a breaking ball. That one misses outside and low, and it's 2-1.
Here we go, Zane Clancy. No one better, kid.
Maservi's 2-1 pitch.
Good eye.
And a fastball, it's high, 3-1. And again, a situation where there's no place to put the Shadow Mountain batter with the bases loaded. And that makes that strike zone smaller. Maservi to the wind, the 3-1 pitch. And he gets that one over for a strike, and it's 3-2.
Tony, you don't know the half of it. You just sat down. That was at least close, yeah.
And the 3-2. That one nowhere close. And it's ball 4 to walk in a run. The base is still loaded with 1 out for Cameron Ross.
Number 21, Cameron Ross.
Keep it coming, Cam.
Not only a tough situation, but given the Matadors a chance to hit with a bunch of runners on bases, they go through the meat of the order. Ross, the number 3 hitter. Adams going to go out to talk to Maservi as Saguaro's trying to buy time to get their guy in the bullpen loose. It might be Stephen Gifford down there. And we get a break as we play in the 4th, 3-3 ball game. And a ground ball, and that's knocked down by Lace. But another run is in, an infield single, and Shadow Mountain goes on top 4-3. I don't know for sure if that makes a difference that Lace keeps that ball from going into left field, but it definitely forces Lutz to stop at third. They may have stopped him anyway. And before Chance Randall bats, we're going to get a pitching change for the SaberCats. As Shadow Mountain has scored 3 times in the top of the 4th inning, they take a 4-3 lead as we get a break in the 4th. Saguaro goes to the bullpen. Stephen Gifford in, and the first pitch is sent into center field. And Shadow Mountain continues to go station to station as the bases remain loaded, but Chance Randall comes through with an RBI single. That scores Lutz to make it 5-3 Shadow Mountain. And the batter is Lucas Jensen.
The third baseman, number 5, Lucas Jensen.
Keep it going, Lucas.
And the first one to Jensen over for a strike. Gifford no record on the season, making his 4th appearance, an ERA of 5.83. 6 innings pitched, 7 hits allowed, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts. As the pitch to Jensen missed for a ball, and it's 1-1.
And he's still sitting there, huh? Is he driving?
The pitch near the outside corner, a strike, and it's 1-2.
Yeah.
Gifford with the set and the 1-2 pitch. Off the end of the bat, fouled out of play on the right field side.
No, he definitely doesn't have the same zone for pitch team.
Oh, you don't?
Oh, no.
And a breaking ball misses, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch. That gets off the glove of Adams. And a run is in. It's ball 3 to Jensen. And then Clancy comes in as that ball gets away. A 5-run 4th inning for Shadow Mountain. They lead 6-3. pitch to Jensen, misses for ball 4. And a pitch later, and the bases are loaded again for Shadow Mountain. Now Spencer Pratt, who led off the inning with an infield base hit. If you'll remember, he hit a ground ball up the middle that Nick Lebrani went over to try to backhand. And couldn't do much with it there. And might not have had to play at first base anyway, just because it was hit so softly.
Come on, Spence, here we go, kid.
Go, Spence.
And the pitch to Pratt is high for ball 1.
Throw, Spence.
And a ground ball hit hard to Lace. They go to Lebrani, and they throw a little bit wide and gets away and into shallow right field. And Shadow Mountain's going to send another runner around to throw up the line. And the Matadors blow it open here in the 4th inning on what maybe could have been a ground ball double play to get out of the inning. Instead, it turns into a 3-run play. And it's an 8-run 4th inning for Shadow Mountain.
Come on, let's go, kid.
Pratt ends up at second base on the play, but again, 3 runs come in on the play to make it 9-3. And the batter, Dusty Brown. Still only 1 out in the inning. And time called again, and going to get another pitching change for Saguaro in the 4th inning. It's now Shadow Mountain 9 and Saguaro 3. Turner Lace on a pitch now for the SaberCats as Dusty Brown out in front of the first one fouls it off. Jake Smith now in to play short for the SaberCats. The 1-strike pitch. A little bit high, and it's 1-1. Now the line is closed on Saguaro starter Nick Maservi, and it's a tough one, a lot of crooked numbers. As the breaking ball is swung on and missed, and it's 1-2. Maservi goes 3 1/3 innings, allows 6 hits, 7 runs all earned, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, 1 hit batter, and he threw 84 pitches. The 1-2. Plate umpire started to come up, but stops himself there, I think, and it's 2-2. And a 2-2 pitch. That's a pretty good pitch there, especially from what we've seen all afternoon. But called a ball, and it's 3-2. Ball foul down the right field side, and that'll get into and maybe over the Shadow Mountain bullpen on the first base side.
Go, kid, win the battle here.
Another 3-2 pitch. Another pop-up. This will get out of play.
Wait to see the ball, kid. Wait to see the ball.
9-3, Shadow Mountain as they hit in the top of the 4th inning. It's the 11th man to come to the plate for the Matadors in the 4th.
Third base, kid. Field looks good, kid.
And another 3-2. And a tardy swing and a miss. And Brown strikes out for the 2nd out of the inning. And the batter is Kenny Baca.
Now batting the left fielder, number 22, Kenny Baca.
And the first one to Baca inside for a ball. Baca had a bunt base hit earlier this inning with the first two aboard and nobody out. Bunted sharply on the third base side. Maservi came off the mound.
Watch out.
As this one is popped into foul territory, and it's Adams in foul territory to make the catch. And the inning is mercifully over here in the top of the fourth inning. Shadow Mountain scores 8 times in the fourth inning, and after 3.5, they lead Saguaro by a score of 9-3. Matt Mayer, the leadoff hitter in the fourth inning, as he takes the first pitch high for ball 1.
Where did that miss? Holy cow.
The 1-0 pitch. It's inside, and it's 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. Over and swung on, and a ground ball to short, grabbed by Frank. And on to Clancy at first base, and a ground out begins the SaberCat fourth inning.
Batting for the SaberCats, the catcher number 5, Brad Adams.
Now Brad Adams, the catcher. And the first one to Adams, low for a ball. The 1-strike pitch. And that's fouled off over on the right side. I said the 1-strike pitch, it was a 1-ball pitch, so 1-1 now the count. Adams hitting .312 coming into this one with 4 doubles and 3 RBI. He had a single, and his courtesy runner scored his first time up, as that breaking ball is over for a strike. And it's 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch. Adams able to reach out and pokes that one into center field for a base hit. The ball got away, and now they're going to try for the play at second base. The throw is high, and Adams is in. So that will go as a single and an E8 to allow Adams to go to second. First error of the ball game for the Shadow Mountain Matadors.
Running for the SaberCats, number 14, Ben Lagusis.
Lagusis again on to run at second base. And the batter, Stephen Gifford. Gifford actually came out of the lineup
23, Stephen Gifford.
when Smith entered to play shortstop as Lace took over on the mound, but Gifford re-enters here. And the first pitch outside for ball 1. 1 on, 1 out, bottom of the fourth inning. Saguaro trailing Shadow Mountain 9-3. Turn back, but nobody covering the bag, and Lagusis gets back. The 1-0 pitch is inside. 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0. Change up maybe there, and a swing and a miss. It's 2-1. Gifford with an RBI single his last time up. Came in hitting .294 with 2 doubles and a homer. That was his 5th RBI of the season. And that's going to bounce and get away from the catcher Randall, and that allows Lagusis to go to third base. Runner at third with 1 out, 3-1 to count on Gifford. And Gifford hits a fly ball. That's hit pretty well out to right center field, and it's going to split the outfielders. They each took a peek at each other, and it goes between them. Gifford stumbles and just able to dive back to the bag at second. Gifford with an RBI double, his 6th of the season, his 2nd RBI of the day, and his 3rd RBI, 3rd double of the year, I should say. And Saguaro gets one back here in the bottom of the 4th inning to make it 9-4. And the batter, Michael Bloom. Bloom grounded out his first time up and takes strike 1. Came in batting. Now the set on the 1-strike pitch. And that's hit pretty well out to right center field. That's going to get between the outfielders and go up to the fence. Gifford going to be waved around as Bloom is held at second base. It's back-to-back doubles for the SaberCats. They get another run to make it 9-5 here in the 4th. And with Bloom at second base, the batter will be Nick Lebrani, but first a timeout from the Shadow Mountain dugout. We play in the bottom of the 4th. Saguaro now down by a score of 9-5. Nick Lebrani in and going after the first pitch, a breaking ball, fouls it off. Lebrani called out on strikes his first time up. Entered the game at a .333 average with a double and 2 RBI. And he fouls another one back and out of play.
Go, Danny.
And the 0-2, and another one fouled off. Runner at second base with 1 out, 2 runs in for the SaberCats at the bottom of the 4th. Lebrani battling here, down 0-2. Randall goes way outside. Lutz will try to paint it, and it is low for a ball. The 1-2 pitch. With the runner going, a slow tapper on the third base side. That's foul. Big jump out at second base for Bloom, but different situation there because of the 2 strikes on the hitter, Lebrani. He can't afford to take a pitch to give up or to allow a stolen base there. So he's got to keep swinging. Turn back to second, no play. Now the set of the 1-2. And Lebrani, fly ball into center field. That's sinking, but charging in to make the play is Spencer Pratt. And that's the second out of the inning.
Batting for the SaberCats, the right fielder, number 1, J.T. Nettleton.
Now J.T. Nettleton. And a hard shot, one hopper to Frank. And a throw on to first base, and that is in time. And Saguaro is done in the 4th inning. The SaberCats do come back with a couple of runs in the 4th inning. They do it on 3 hits. There was 1 error and 1 runner left on after 4 innings of play. Saguaro trails Shadow Mountain by a score of 9-5. 9-1-2 in the order for Shadow Mountain in the 5th inning as Frank takes pitch for a ball. Jack Kraft, the new pitcher for the Saguaro SaberCats. The 1-0 pitch, that's over the outside corner, a strike, and it's 1-1. Frank 1 for 2 today, had an RBI single in the 4th inning. And a liner foul over the first base dugout. It's 1-2. So with Kraft on the pitch, Turner Lace goes back to shortstop for the SaberCats. Check swing might have gone around. And he did, I guess, as Frank takes off. And he is tagged out by Adams. So a strikeout to begin the 5th inning.
The pitcher, number 24.
And the batter is Danny Lutz.
I didn't see it.
Started, Danny.
And the first one to Lutz inside for a ball. So Jack Kraft on for his 3rd appearance of the season. No record. As the next one is inside at 10.5 earned run average. 3 1/3 innings pitched for Kraft. 6 hits allowed, 4 walks, 1 strikeout. The 2-0. Way outside, 3-0.
Come, you kid. Come on now. Come on, Danny.
And the 3-1. Over for a strike. The 3-0 rather, now 3-1. And the 3-1. And that's high for ball 4. So Lutz walks. And the batter is Zane Clancy.
Fighting for the Matadors, the first baseman, number 7, Zane Clancy.
First one, the ball to Clancy, who was called out on strikes in the 1st, walked in the 3rd, walked with the bases loaded, and then scored in the 4th.
Good, we won 21-2. 22. Or yeah, 21-2.
And went over for a strike, and it's 1-1. Easy throw to first as the runner is back. 1-1 on Clancy with 1 on and 1 out in the 5th. 9-5 Matadors. And a swing and a foul tip, and it's 1-2.
Bet on a kid.
Now the set, the check at first base. And the 1-2 from Kraft. It's high for a ball, and it's 2-2. Clancy hits from the left side. Ready now as Kraft sets. And the 2-2 pitch. That's bounced in there. It'll get away. And the runner will try for second base and no throw. So a wild pitch. Moves Lutz into scoring position at second as the count goes to 3-2 on Clancy. And that ball hit past the first baseman, Mara, all the way down into the right field corner. And that'll bring a run in. An RBI double for Zane Clancy. His first base hit of the day, his 2nd RBI, as Lutz scores. And it's 10-5, Shadow Mountain.
to second baseman, number 21, Cameron Ross.
Come on, Cam, pick him up. Go, Cam.
Ross with an RBI single his last time up, 1 for 3 on the day.
Line drive, kid.
And a breaking ball for a called strike.
Wow.
Holy smokes.
The 0-1 off the handle, little pop up, and Lebrani there for the catch.
Kids don't know what to swing at.
And that is out number 2.
Now batting the catcher, number 34, Chance Randall.
And Chance Randall, 1 for 2 today with a walk. His 1 hit and RBI single in the 4th. There was a lot of that going on in the 4th inning for Shadow Mountain. They scored 8 times in the 4th on 6 hits and a Saguaro error. If you remember that error, cleared the bases. It was bases loaded with 1 out and a hard hit ground ball out towards short that maybe could have been a double play to get out of the inning. Instead, Lace and Lebrani not able to connect at second. The ball goes into shallow right field. 3 runs came in to score as that one to Randall is over for a strike, and it's 1-1. Top of the 5th inning, 10-5, Shadow Mountain. The 1-1. And a breaking ball up and in. 2 balls and a strike.
I didn't play Shadow Mountain, but I was in that neighborhood, but I played like the whole area, and it was only like really young ones. The second that I was like softball, I started.
Now the set and the pitch. And a swing and a miss. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I know I hated like there was something like there was
2-2 on Randall with 2 outs. A run in for the Matadors and a runner still at second base. And a swing and a miss. Randall strikes out, and that ends the inning. The Matadors get another run in the 5th inning. They do it on 1 base hit, and they leave 1. We go to the bottom of the 5th from Saguaro High School at Shadow Mountain 10 and Saguaro 5. Top of the order for the SaberCats in the bottom of the 5th inning. Shane Stansbury starts it off. And he takes a breaking ball high for ball 1. Stansbury, Lace, and Eichste for the SaberCats in the 5th. And again, Saguaro will be back at it tomorrow on the road at Paradise Valley. And pitch on the inside corner, a strike, and it's 1-1. They'll be off Friday, and then right back here at home on Saturday at 12. In a pool game in the Cleats Classic Invitational. And they will host the Bradshaw Mountain Bears. The 2-1 pitch. And that's a fly ball out to right field. And that's hauled in by the right fielder, Gaten, and Stansbury's the first out in the 5th.
Batting for the SaberCats, the shortstop, number 20, Turner Lace.
And the first one to Turner Lace over for a strike. The 0-1 pitch. And a fly ball to center field. Pratt in a few steps and has it for the second out. Two away for the SaberCats in the 5th inning, and the batter is Luke Eichste.
SaberCats, the center fielder, number 15, Luke Eichste.
And a breaking ball from Lutz outside for ball 1. 10 runs, 8 hits, an error for Shadow Mountain. 5 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors for Saguaro. And the ground ball fielded nicely on a backhand, and the throw to first base is in time. That's a pretty play for the third baseman, Jensen. And then he throws a strike to first base, and it's a 3-up, 3-down inning for the SaberCats through 5. Saguaro trails Shadow Mountain 10-5. Lucas Jensen leads off for Shadow Mountain in the 6th inning. He takes the first one low for ball 1. Jensen, Pratt, and Brown scheduled to bat for the Matadors in the 6th. The 1-0 pitch is high, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0 pitch. That's up and in, 3-0. Jensen has been on base twice by way of a walk. He's also struck out. Stansbury and Adams out to talk to Kraft. Kraft gets one over for a strike to Jensen, and it's 3-1. A 3-1. And that's up and in. It's ball 4. A leadoff walk for the Matadors in the 6th inning. And with Jensen aboard, the batter is Spencer Pratt.
Now batting the center fielder, number 18, Spencer Pratt.
Pratt 1 for 3 today, had an infield single to lead off the 4th. Bunting and bunts it back to Kraft. They'll throw on to first base, and the SaberCats get an out as Pratt is bunting there.
Go, Dusty!
Jensen to second base. Pratt retired on the sacrifice, and the batter is Dusty Brown.
Now batting a designated hitter, number 20, Dusty Brown.
Breaking ball high and outside, and it's ball 1 to Brown. Dusty Brown, a couple of base hits today, 2 for 3 in the ball game. The 1-0. It's bounced in, and it's 2-0. Shadow Mountain with a run in the 2nd inning. Saguaro scored twice in the bottom of the inning to go up 2-1. Added another one in the bottom of the 3rd to make it 3-1. As the fastball is outside, 3-0, but then fortune up 9-3. Saguaro got 2 back in the bottom of the 4th to make it 9-5. And then Shadow Mountain a run in the top of the 5th inning to make it 10-5. That's where we're at in the 6th. And that'll miss for ball 4. So Brown walks on 4 straight. Eighth walk given up by SaberCat pitchers today, as Coach Dyer back out of the Saguaro dugout, and we'll get another pitching change as Shane Stanberry will be on to pitch for Saguaro. We play in the 6th. It's 10-5 Shadow Mountain. So Shane Stansbury on for Saguaro. Kenny Baca at the plate, and a swing and a miss for strike 1. Swing and a foul ball. That one got a big piece of Brad Adams, and he'll try to walk that off. And the 0-2. And a breaking ball. That one didn't miss by a whole lot, but a ball, and it's 1-2. 2 aboard with 1 out, top of the 6th inning. Shadow Mountain leading Saguaro 10-5. And Stansbury with a 1-2 and a swing and a miss. Pitch up out of the strike zone as Baca helps him out. And that's the 2nd out of the inning. The batter, Brett Frank. Stansbury's 2nd appearance of the season, no earned run average. And trying to get one more out in a soft line drive, and that's caught by Lebrani at second base. And Shadow Mountain is turned away as Stansbury comes on with a couple of runners on and gets the final 2 outs of the inning. No runs, no hits, 2 walks, and 2 runners left on. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's still Shadow Mountain 10 and Saguaro 5. Middle third of the order for the SaberCats in the bottom of the 6th as Matt Mara goes after the first one, swings over the top for strike 1.
Nice pitch.
And the next one is high, and it's 1-1. And the 1-1 pitch. And that one fouled off, and it's 1-2. Lutz with a 1-2. And a swing and a miss. Mara strikes out for the first down in the 6th inning, and the batter will be Brett Adams.
That's the 3rd time they've started that.
The first one to Adams, low for a ball. And the next one misses, and it's 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. And that one foul to the backstop. And it's 2-1.
What's that?
He didn't like, making fun of him
Not
about
knowing
baby.
is he didn't like the teasing.
Breaking ball, that's low, and it's 3 balls and a strike.
So sorry. No kidding.
Lutz to the line of the 3-1. Well, that's called a strike, and it's 3-2. And the 3-2. And Adams would rather have that anyway. Solid base hit into center field. Forget about the walk. He'll take the base hit. His 3rd hit of the day. Perfect 3 for 3 for Adams.
Running for the catcher, Adams, number 14, Ben Lagusis.
And Ben Lagusis on to run again at first base. The batter will be Stephen Gifford, who has an RBI single and an RBI double in 2 at-bats. Time called here, and that's going to be it for Lutz. But a good effort today. He threw 89 pitches. We'll give you the rest of his line a little later on, but he's out of the ball game, and the Matadors will go to the bullpen as we play in the bottom of the 6th. SaberCats trail the Matadors 10-5. Well, the first pitch to Stephen Gifford, a called strike. The 0-1 pitch, a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. That's Trevor Ponzak on to pitch for the Matadors here in the 6th. 2-0 record on the season. As the 0-2 misses, the runner goes. The throw is high, and it's a stolen base for Lagusis. The 1-2 on Gifford with a runner in scoring position. But Ponzak 2-0 on the year, a 3.09 earned run average, making his 5th appearance. He's thrown a team high 11 1/3 innings, allowed 15 hits, 3 walks, and 8 strikeouts. The look back to second base, and Zach steps off. The 1-2. And a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Gifford out on strikes.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 11, Michael
Second out of the inning, the batter Michael Bloom, who had an RBI double his last time up. And a big jump for Lagusis as he goes to third base. The pitch was low and away, and the catcher Randall didn't even try to throw there. And a ground ball on the right side, a long way to go, and it takes a big hop and gets over the head of the second baseman. As Brett Frank is now in at second base. As he goes to second, Lutz is the new shortstop. So a base hit and an RBI. As Adams, courtesy runner Lagusa, scores on the RBI single for Michael Bloom, his second RBI of the day. And now a pinch hitter for Lebrani as Jack Jeffries is at the plate. He'll hit a hard shot to short, but Lutz is there to field and throws to Frank covering. And a force play retires the side as Jeffries hits into the fielder's choice to end the SaberCat sixth inning. Saguaro gets a run in the sixth, though, and after six, they trail Shadow Mountain by a score of 10-6. And the top of the order for the Matadors in the seventh inning, and a couple of more changes to give you for Saguaro as Tommy Janke is on to pitch the seventh inning for the SaberCats. That moves Stansbury back to third base. And Ben Lagusis has come on to play second. As that pitch misses for a ball, and it's 1-1. 10-6 our score in the top of the seventh inning. Lutz, Clancy, and Ross scheduled to bat for the Matadors here in inning number 7. The 1-1 pitch. And a nice breaking ball. That's over for a strike, and it's 1-2. And Janke with a 1-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. Pitch up out of the strike zone. Lutz strikes out. And the batter is Zane Clancy. Janke no record on the season at 2.62 earned run average, making his second appearance. He's thrown 2 2/3 innings, allowed 3 hits, no walks, 2 strikeouts. And the first one to Clancy is low for a ball. Clearly the turning point of the ball game, an 8-run fourth inning for Shadow Mountain. They were down 3-1 going into the fourth and came out of the top of the fourth inning up 9-3. 2-0 the count on Clancy. And a breaking ball is high, and it's 3-0. Janke ready in the pitch, and that's outside. But I thought that was ball 4, so I guess it was 2-1. And the 3-1 pitch, and a high chopper on the first base side. Janke will pick it up. At first, I don't know if that was even a fair ball. Didn't see much of a signal. And then as Janke got to the ball, he planted awkwardly and kind of looked like he hyperextended his knee a little bit. And that's what Coach Dyer's asking. He didn't really see a signal from either umpire as to whether or not it was a fair ball or a foul ball. And then the throw from Janke, again, because it was awkward the way he landed, threw over the head of Mara at first base, and so Clancy is aboard, and they'll check on Janke as we play in the 7th. 10-6 our score. And the first one to Ross on the outside corner, a strike. Breaking ball misses outside, and it's 1-1. I was a little bit surprised there. Coach Dyer went out to talk to Janke to make sure he was okay, but Janke didn't ask for, no, I guess nobody asked for a couple of pitches to the plate just to see how things felt as the throw went to first base, and Clancy gets back. 1-on-1 out top of the 7th. 10-6, Shadow Mountain with the lead. And that one hit back up the middle and just off the glove of Lace, and that'll get into shallow center field. And so Ross with the base hit, his second of the day. And there's 2 aboard with 1 out for Chase Randall. I said Chase, Chance Randall, I beg your pardon. And the first one to Randall skips in there for a ball. Now 4 runs going to be tough to come back from in the bottom of the 7th inning for Saguaro. The last thing they can do here is allow more runs. Got to keep it in grand slam range at the very least. At least that's the mindset here as the breaking ball missed high, and it's 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. And the ground ball, that's foul on the third base side, and it's 2-1. Two and one, the count on Randall, who has 1 base hit in 4 trips to the plate. Also a walk in there, so 1 for 3 and a walk. Off the handle, that one popped up and back behind the seats out of play, and it's 2-2. And Saguaro will come right back to it tomorrow. They'll be on the road at Paradise Valley. And then back here on Saturday when they host Bradshaw Mountain. Tomorrow's game, a PowerPoint game. Saturday's game, the first pool game in the Cleats Classic Invitational. And that ball hammered to left field and caught just in front of the warning track. And the runners will have to hustle back to their bases. And a deep and loud fly ball out. But Randall retired for the second out of the 7th inning. And the batter is Lucas Jensen.
How batting the third baseman number 5, Lucas Jensen.
And the first one to Jensen, a called strike. The 1-strike pitch. Turned back to second, but no play. The 1-strike pitch. And that ball hit out to left field, and that's going to bounce in front of Bloom. Runner will come around third base and score. And Shadow Mountain gets a run in the 7th inning, an RBI single for Lucas Jensen. After 3 walks and a strikeout, Jensen with his first base hit of the day. And it plates a run for Shadow Mountain as the Matadors have the 5-run lead back as they go up 11-6.
Batting the center fielder number 18, Spencer
Now Spencer Pratt. And a breaking ball over the outside corner, a strike. They'll look back to second base, and the 1-strike pitch. It's a little bit low, and it's 1-1. Janke looking in now, sets, and the 1-1 pitch. It's high for a ball, 2-1. Two aboard with 2 outs, a run in for the Matadors in the 7th. They lead 11-6. The 2-1 pitch. Inside, 3-1. The 3-1 pitch fouled out of play on the right side, and it's 3-2. So the runners will take off here with a full count and 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Janke trying to get Saguaro back into the dugout. And a ground ball, that's up the middle and into center field. Another run is around third base and scoring. The throw goes to third. That gets away. And boy, Shadow Mountain probably should have gotten another run there, but the runner at third, Jensen, wasn't able to pop up and try to get home. So an RBI single for Pratt. Ross scores, Jensen goes to third, and as the throw goes toward third base, then Pratt goes into second. So 2 in scoring position with 2 outs for Dusty Brown. And a breaking ball, it's over for a strike. 2 runs across in the 7th inning. It's 12-6 Shadow Mountain. And a ground ball over to third, grabbed by Stansberry. And the throw on to first base is in time. And that will end the Shadow Mountain 7th inning, with the Matadors get a couple of more runs in the 7th. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It's Shadow Mountain 12 and Saguaro 6. 9-1-2 in the order for Saguaro in the 7th inning, and a lot of work to do. As the first one of JT Nettleton is over for a strike. JT 1 for 2 today. And a single back in the 3rd. Ground ball. And Lutz picks it up, and they throw on to first base. The leadoff hitter retired in the SaberCats 7th inning. And the batter, Shane Stansberry. It's got to be a little bit frustrating for Saguaro, especially the last couple of games. Saguaro had a 2-0 lead after 1 inning on Saturday against Centennial and ended up losing in that one 11-3. And in this one, a 3-1 lead going to the 4th inning. And now on the wrong side of a 12-6 score as Stansberry puts that one down the line. That's going to be extra bases as it rolls up to the fence. And Stansberry going to be waved around second base. Here comes the relay throw, and not in time at third base. So a 1-out triple for Shane Stansberry. He's aboard at third with 1 out, and the batter is Turner Lace.
Now batting the shortstop, number 20, Turner Lace.
And a ground ball out to second. That'll get a run in as it is picked up, and Frank throws on to first base. An RBI ground out for Turner Lace as the SaberCats get a run in the 7th to make it 12-7. But in exchange, the SaberCats are down to their final out. First 1-2 Ike's the strike. And a slow tapper, and that's picked up. And they throw on to first base as Plonzek throws out Eichste, and that's the ball game as the SaberCats go in the 7th. They do produce a run on 1 hit, but our final score will be Shadow Mountain 12 and Saguaro 7. Totals on the ball game for Shadow Mountain: 12 runs on 11 hits, 1 error, and 10 runners left on base. For Saguaro, they score 7 runs. And was missing an inning there, so let me get that totaled up here. It's 7 runs on 9 base hits. They commit 3 errors, and they leave just 2 runners on base. So they were, did pretty good job of cashing in runners once they got them on. But the trouble today was pitching for sure. An 8-run 4th inning, 3 defensive errors as well, but several walks in the ball game as the SaberCat pitchers gave up unofficially 8 walks in the ball game, and they fall to Shadow Mountain by a final score of 12-7. The winning pitcher, Danny Lutz, goes to 2-0. The loss is charged to Nick Maservi. He falls to 0-3 on the season. Shadow Mountain improves to 7-2 overall, and the Saguaro SaberCats drop to 1-6 on the season and now 0-2 in PowerPoint ball games. The SaberCats will be back at it tomorrow afternoon at 3:45 first pitch from Paradise Valley High School when the SaberCats will take on the Trojans. And we'll be with you for that one tomorrow afternoon. So that'll do it. Again, our final score: Shadow Mountain 12 and Saguaro 7. From Saguaro High School in Scottsdale, Todd Garbison for Southwest Sports Network saying so long. We'll talk to you tomorrow afternoon at Paradise Valley.